Okay, so my name is Anahid, and this is the Angel and Devil podcast. Welcome to episode 1. We up?
Let's go! And hi, my name is Sophie, and we're very excited to have you guys. So welcome! Woo! This is really cool.
How many times we say like in the video and receive a $30 Amazon gift card?
Let's go!
If guessed correctly.
Not really.
So we're both Venezuelan, and the thing is, we have really different experiences growing up, immigrating to America, and so we just want to touch on like the topic of like how it like was to identify as Venezuelan, like everyday life type of thing. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna start.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
So like I immigrated here when I was 3, so I like acclimated, I adapted pretty easily because like I was like 3 years old, and like learning English for me, like I don't remember learning English. Like it wasn't that hard because like they put me in like pre-K, and like I just kind of like learned from then, like like read books. My mom taught me at home. I had teachers teaching me at school how to learn English, so I feel like learning English wasn't like that much of a struggle for me versus like having Spanish be my first language, you know? So I feel like in that regard, I didn't have that much of a struggle, like especially like immigrating, like because I like basically grew up in Houston,
Right.
versus like you grew up in Venezuela, like you went to like school there, versus like I always went to school in like in America. So I had always like that American experience.
Yeah. How do you feel about your experience like learning Spanish?
Oh, like relearn. I feel like 'cause Spanish is my first language, but like relearning Spanish because I am taking Spanish classes in college. I feel like it's really difficult because like the grammar, like that's what really gets
Right.
me, and like the preterite, the present, the future tense. I feel like I can like talk it pretty easily without any pressure. But I feel like when it comes to learning it, like the right way to speak, I like get stumped because it's like there's like pressure put on me, especially when like speaking with other Spanish speakers. I get like really stumped and like really nervous, so I just like end up like trying to talk to them in English, or like, and if I really try hard to talk to them in Spanish, like I like double guess myself, you
Right.
know?
No, yeah, that's totally fair. Um, Something else that I wanted to say about like those Spanish classes, even though I'm like a native like Spanish speaker, I used to have like Spanish classes in high school. I was like in like Spanish 4, AP and whatever, and even then, like even though like it was like my native language, I had like a little bit of trouble because a lot of the Spanish that was taught, it was like Spain Spanish.
Yeah, and especially in college, it's Mexican Spanish as well.
Yeah, that too. So they're not really like implementing like a very like general idea of how like like the Spanish speaking language works, since not many people know about this, but like in every single country, Spanish is spoken like a little bit differently.
Yeah, like different dialects.
Yeah, there's different dialects. So even though like for example, like if you have a friend who's Puerto Rican and like Venezuelan, like it's a totally different experience. Sometimes like you'll be speaking the same language, but then you won't even know like some of the words that they're using.
Yeah.
So that's something that we see a lot also like in the class settings, that sometimes like individuals, especially like teachers, they base off their like teaching experience on like the Spanish from Spain or like the Mexican Spanish, when maybe we should like find like a way to kind of like find like a more like general way of
Like a middle ground.
Yeah, like a middle ground. Yeah, exactly. Which I think it's what we need. So
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why they focus on like Mexican Spanish, it's because like we live in Texas and like we're right on the border of Mexico, and we get a lot of like Mexican immigrants. So I feel like that's why they kind of focus on like Mexican Spanish, like the Mexican dialect of Spanish. But I do feel like we should find a middle ground on like learning Spanish, and like that's kind of like I kind of feel both ways though. Like I feel like we should learn, like I don't think we should learn one type of Spanish, but I feel like they should implement like lots of dialects, like like in like chapters and lessons, like there should be like, oh, like South American Spanish, Mexican Spanish, Spain Spanglish,
Spanglish.
Spanish. But yeah, I don't know. And like I always get mistaken for like Mexican when I speak Spanish. I feel like that's another thing. Like every time like I speak fluent Spanish, I'm like, "Oh, you're Mexican." And I'm like, "No." I always
Yeah.
get that too.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I love that you mentioned that because when I first came here, like I was 11 years old, and it was like a totally different experience for me. I had been living in Venezuela for like 11 years, and whenever I came here, everyone immediately thought that I was like from Mexico because I was like Hispanic and I like knew Spanish. So I came into this country, and then like I guess like one of the biggest cultural shocks was maybe like how like people like tend to put you into boxes.
Yeah.
Because I remember in Venezuela, I would just like, I would speak Spanish with my friends, and like, there were like different races, and like
Yeah.
we were
It's really
all like,
diverse.
yeah, it was like pretty diverse. Of course, not as diverse as like the United States, but it was still like a pretty diverse group, but we never really thought like about like our races as intensely as they do in here.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I first came here, people like tried to like put me into like a box, of
Like
course.
in like a race slash ethnicity box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, exactly. Because I distinctly remember how like I have, obviously I still have an accent, but I remember I used to have like an even thicker accent, and people would be like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Venezuela. Like I'm Hispanic." And then they're like, "Oh, so like you're not white, right?" And then
Yeah.
I guess that was kind of very difficult for me to kind of like adapt to, not because like I had like an issue with like either of those identities, but I'm Hispanic and I'm white because I'm like European, like
Like half European.
Venezuelan and
Yeah.
Armenian. Yeah, so like I
A lot
have
of
like,
identities.
yeah, I have like a lot of identities, and I was struggling a lot with people understanding what my identity was, since everyone was just trying to put me into the box that they thought was correct.
Yeah, I have a big issue on that because like I feel like here in America like they want to know how you identify.
Mm-hmm.
They want to like put you into like a box and how you identify. And I feel like being like identifying as white now is like I guess not like it's just like oh you're white, you know? Like it's like not looked very nicely upon now.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand to like a point cuz there's been some issues with white people,
A
but
lot
it
of
a
issues.
lot of issues, but I know it doesn't apply to everybody, just like
Mm-hmm.
just like all stereotypes doesn't apply to everybody, like blah blah. But I like how you brought that up about like the identity thing because like in high school I felt really left out from like the Hispanics,
Mm-hmm.
and then I felt really left out from like the Middle Eastern people because I am Venezuelan and Armenian. So I feel like I didn't really fit into like those like friend groups,
Mm-hmm.
like cuz like in our high school like there'd be like a lot of like friend groups of just like one race or like one ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was like I remember there was these like groups of like Hispanic girls in our
Mm-hmm.
high school, and like they would just like stick together, and like that's fine, like
Mm-hmm.
no problem with that. But I feel like if you didn't like fit in with their culture and their identity, you were kind of like
Left out.
left out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so like like that's just like really interesting because like identity like we're mixed. We're like mixed kids,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're not like pure one thing or pure another,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I feel like it's just like hard to fit in like with an identity.
Yeah, like if you're a mixed kid, then like where do you fit? Like who are your friends? Like
And
they.
like what do you relate to and like your culture and like what you stand for and like and just like relatable things that like you go through like cuz I know like Hispanic kids like we all go through kind of like the same like lives with our
Mm-hmm.
parents and like we have like same cultural like parties like posadas and like stuff like that.
Yeah, like there's like a lot of like similarities between like if you identify with like a specific like cultural group, of course like you're going to have like similar experience to the members of those groups. But like what if you're from like a bunch of different groups? Like what about if you're like Venezuelan and Armenian, which is like such a like
Yeah.
distinct like how's it called?
Difference like
Yeah, it's like
it's like from
a
like two
distinct
parts of the world.
mixture. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's.
And it's not common either like that you see like cuz like I you see like a lot of like mixed kids
Mhm.
and like it's like oh yeah like that's like a I guess a common combination
Mhm.
if that makes sense. I hate to say that, but like you don't really see Middle Eastern and Hispanic kids. Like I don't think
Mhm.
I've only met like one other like Middle Eastern and Hispanic kid that I know of.
Actually, I feel like in Venezuela that used to be like so much more common since
Oh, yeah, people
um
would immigrate.
yeah, like there were like a lot of Middle Eastern individuals who would like migrate to Venezuela. At least like I think oh my gosh, I wish I could just have like a little historical fact. Maybe we'll add that later. But like there was like a period in time where like a bunch of people from different countries were like migrating to Venezuela due to like economic opportunities. So
Yeah.
we had like a lot um of people from the Middle East, a lot of Europeans, specifically like people from Spain, Portugal, Italy, and a lot of Asians, specifically like Chinese people, like coming to like our country. So I think that that mixed is more noticeable in like our countries, but I think that like in the United States, like it's trying to find someone who is Armenian, who's also like Venezuelan, who's also American, because that also like
Yeah.
yeah, just like being like just growing up in here in America, like that also like affects the way that like you the way like your own culture.
Yeah,
You
and
know
how
what I
you're
mean?
viewed as well.
Yeah, that is very, very true.
Yeah, and so like for me, like I don't really feel connected to like I feel connected to Venezuelan culture because that's like what I grew up with,
Hmm.
and like and that's what was like really prevalent in my house. But with Armenian culture, like I just know like food and a few words, and I feel like I'm not really connected to like Armenian or like Middle Eastern culture like at all.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think that when it comes to Armenian culture, for both of us mostly was like listening to our parents kind of like talk through the phone in Armenian
Yeah,
and just like hearing them like talk Armenian amongst like themselves and also
and
like
like
eating
not
the
understanding,
and not understanding anything.
and like them not teaching us either. I mean, they tried when we like when I remember like my dad he tried like my grandma tried when I was young, but I just couldn't like keep up because there was like no one was like talking in our like because we speak Spanish in our households,
Mhm.
so no one was like talking a lot of like Hayarin,
Mhm.
and so like it was just hard to keep up and like learn the language.
Yeah, I feel like if you don't have someone constantly talking to you in a language, then you don't learn it.
Yeah, because like you need to like be assimilated and like you need to like be in the language and like talk the language out
Mhm.
loud and like process it and read it and like really do understand it and like talk with like someone else to practice it to like officially like be fluent in like a language
Yeah.
instead of like using Duolingo or something.
Yeah, no, no, I totally agree with that because again, as someone who came here when like she was like 11 years old, I think what helped me the most to learn a language was to go into another country and just like literally be immersed into that experience. I
Yeah.
remember when I first started studying at my elementary school, my mom had the option to either like put me in a bilingual elementary school or to go to the elementary school that we went. But I remember my mom, she really wanted me to learn the language and she was like if I put her in a bilingual school, she's not going to learn like English, which I don't think it's true for everyone. I'm pretty sure that like there's some people who go to bilingual schools and they end up learning both languages. If that works for you, that's fine. But my mom, she was like no, like she's going to get the whole experience and she just threw me into the water, you know,
Yeah.
how
And
they
just learn
do.
how to swim.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
learn how to swim. And that's how I learned English.
Wait,
So,
so do you think you're losing your Spanish? Or like
ooh.
as like cuz like I know I definitely lost my Spanish like in like middle school, like early high school until like I started like I started like making more of an effort to speak more Spanish
Mhm.
and actually like read Spanish and like immerse myself back into the language because like growing up like I would just like I'd be surrounded by my English friends and like I would even like start talking English to my mom and my dad. But I feel like now I'm like making more of an effort to speak Spanish. But do you think because you like were like you said like you moved here when you were 11 and like your first language Spanish like and like
Mhm.
most of your life you've been speaking Spanish like in a Spanish speaking country.
Right.
But now that you're in like America, like do you think like you're kind of losing that like cuz like when you first came here your accent was really strong, but now like you've kind of like assimilated into
Mhm.
like an like English accent, like an
Right.
American accent.
So wow, I have two answers. The answer is yes and no. Because here's the thing. I don't think that I've forgotten the language. I simply because I have had like a bunch of friends who speak Spanish and I still do. I am surrounded by like a lot of like Hispanic people, both like my my mother's friends and also like my own friends and then my friends like they all like kind of like speak Spanish. So
Mhm.
I guess since I am like invited to to hang out with like Hispanic people and we all kind of like switch. Well, we don't speak Spanish, we speak Spanglish, but since I've been able to um just kind of like talk to a lot of Hispanic people in Spanish, I haven't like lost the language, but I do feel like slowly I am like forgetting more and more words. Like sometimes I'll
Oh.
just like be talking to my parents, and then I'll say like a word in Spanglish. Like you know how?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like park. Like it's not. It's a estacionamiento. Not
Parqueando.
parqueando. Yeah,
Yeah,
I say that sometimes. Like, oh, voy a parquear
yeah, yeah.
instead of voy a estacionar.
Yeah, and that's kind of like how I'm like slowly losing my like my Spanish.
Vocabulary.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. See, even right now I'm losing vocabulary in English. Like I think that this shows you that like even though I've been here for such a long time, I still like struggle a little bit with the language.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. I think also I do speak to both like individuals who speak Spanish and individuals who speak English, but I think that I speak to well, I think now I speak more to people who know English more, but it was kind of like a recent thing
Yeah.
for me to start like speaking more in English simply because back in middle school I had like a friend that I would always hang out with, and like she and I we spoke Spanish like the whole time, and at the time she knew less English than I did, so like I was kind of like forced to like speak Spanish with
Yeah.
her, and then like as kind of like we grew older, we started speaking more into that Spanglish, and then I also had like other friends whom I speak both like English and like Spanish to, but slowly I've been going from like full on Spanish to half and half,
Yeah.
and now I'm going more like now the people that I talk to are like they know more of English than Spanish, or they're like they only know English. So
Wait. So I have a question. Do you think in Spanish? Like your thoughts.
yes and no.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. Whenever I think about people who speak in Spanish, I think in Spanish. Right. So like sometimes I'll speak like for example to my mom, I'll only talk to her in Spanish since that's like the way we've always talked to each other. So whenever I'm thinking like okay, when I go up to my mom, I'm going to say this, like hola, ¿cómo estás? Y ta, ta, like for
Okay.
example,
Yeah.
then it'll be in Spanish because she's like a Spanish speaker individual,
Yeah.
right? And
And
I
you're gonna speak Spanish to her.
yeah, exactly. But then whenever I think about like people who speak English, think in English. However, when I'm alone by myself,
Yeah.
now I only think in English.
That is crazy how like
Yeah,
how like people like adapt and like how like you're like one day you're just thinking in Spanish and that's like your like automated like thought process and like in the language you like speaking and like and thinking and then
hmm
like you get so assimilated into like English and like American culture because like English is our like the first language is the like most popular language in America
right.
and then the next thing you know like you're talking in, like you're thinking in English
Yeah.
which is crazy because I've always thought in English. I mean, maybe when I was
Uh-huh.
younger, I thought in Spanish, but I don't remember that.
Right.
That's really interesting.
I think the reason for that is because since I was here like from a very young age, I was able to go to like school,
Yeah.
right? So like I would always like speak and think in Spanish before. And then I went to a school where I was forced to think, I was forced to speak, I was
Read.
forced to read, I was forced to write in English. So therefore, like once you once you go every single day to class to think in English for 8 hours, you end up only thinking in English
Yeah.
because that's like the habit that you formed. Those are like the connections that you've made. So it is the natural thing that happened to me as I just kept like growing up.
Yeah, and I feel like our American experiences like growing up were also really different. Like not just with like language and culture, but also like because we both immigrated here, you know. But it's different because, like I said, like you came here when you were 11, and I came here when I was 3. So I feel like our American experiences were like so different, especially with like slang and like friends and like just like our beliefs in general as well. you know? So I kind of want to touch on like our like values and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to get into that? Like,
Ooh. Actually, I think you should start.
okay, well, I am agnostic or an atheist, whatever. I don't believe in like a religion. Like I don't have a religion, but I do have values and beliefs that can align with like certain like religions or different religions. But I kind of just like take what and I pick and choose whatever like applies to me with religion and like faith and things like that. But I don't really like believe in a god, if that makes sense. Like do I believe in a higher power? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But like I kind of just pick and choose what like I kind of want to believe in and like what rules I want to follow and like not rules but like what kind of like beliefs I want to like believe in, like follow and value.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sophie, if you want to take
Yeah,
over.
for sure. So I'm like the complete opposite of that. We've discussed this topic like so many times before since like we're like super close, but yet like we have like very like different like belief systems.
Yeah.
So I grew up in a very like Catholic private school. If you know, you know. And and in Venezuela, most of the individuals who grow up there, like they know that like we have like a very strong like Catholic faith. So we're Christians yet, but we're also like Catholic. Okay, another thing that I want to mention. Some people get really confused about that term. Some people believe that like Catholics are not Christians. Like Catholics are Christians, but they're like a denomination of Christianity. So I don't really understand why people say that, but I'm kind of getting off the rail. So let me go back. Um, so I was raised in a very like Catholic like private school, and I guess like since I was like very little, I was really like thought about the values of like God and like following the teachings of like Jesus Christ, which I know it was gonna make fun of me for that because you know
Okay, okay,
nowadays
everyone can be respectful of that
yeah
first of
no
all. So,
I definitely agree. Like disclaimer, this is like a place a
a
safe
safe space
space for
for
people
all
of all
religions.
faiths. Yeah,
Yes.
perfect. So that is my story with that, and I think like one of the main things that I did as a Catholic like student and just like a follower of like Jesus Christ was obviously I did the first communion, right? So like when I was in 4th grade, I was like prepared with the rest of my peers by like learning a little bit more about the Bible and like our religion.
Getting ready for my first communion, like I I don't like I went to Bible study
Mm-hmm.
to get ready for my first communion. And during that, I met this girl there and we would just like I would sneak in my iPod Touch and we would just listen to music and ignore like whatever like they were saying cuz we weren't interested in like
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like at a very young age like I knew that I didn't believe in God and like I didn't believe in like a high I guess I do believe in a higher being now, but like back then I just didn't like take that so seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't and like even though I was like raised Christian
Mm-hmm.
or Catholic whatever, I don't really know. I kind of my mom and my dad like they weren't like super serious on like
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. My mom was more religious than my dad, but my dad didn't really care. So I feel like growing up like it wasn't that intense on me
Mm-hmm.
to like believe in like a certain faith. So I feel like I never took it too seriously. And so like when my first communion passed, it was kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. And then like what's the next thing after your communion?
The confirmation.
I never did my confirmation
Mm-hmm.
because before I did all that and like was like trying to get ready for my confirmation, I told my mom that I didn't believe in God, and
Mm-hmm.
she got really upset. I mean, like,
Of
cause
course.
like yeah, cause like she believes in like she just wants me to like have like good values and like I feel like wasn't if I didn't believe in God, I didn't have good values. But I kind
Mm-hmm.
of like explained to her the fact that like I do have good values even though I don't believe in God, because it's like it's kind of separate for me, because it's like I can still have good values and like and be a good person without like believing in a certain faith,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I feel like we like went she like took me to like a church and we kind of just talked about that, which was like a very like nice experience, honestly. Cause like she's like, cause like I remember one of the things she asked me like you're in this church, and do you feel anything? And I told her like no, like I don't feel anything, like I don't feel peaceful, like I don't feel at peace, like I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel I like literally feel nothing. And I feel like that's when she started accepting like and being more open towards like
The
who I
idea of
am,
you, yeah.
and just being more open in general, like with like my sexuality and like my religion and my lack of religion, I guess, and like just like who I am and like and just being more open to like another lifestyle that I have,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, and I think that's like a very important like topic to like talk about. Um, I really like the fact that like your mom kind of like took the time, like first of all to kind of like give you like the benefit of the doubt. I feel like a lot of like Christian individuals, they won't like they'll be like, oh, I don't accept you now, like you're
Yeah.
not following God, and
Which is
like
like a lot of like parents, like a lot of like that I've seen that like with my some of my friends that don't believe in God, like their parents still don't know because
mm-hmm.
they're so afraid to tell them because like they're gonna get like outcasted and they're gonna get shunned and like it's just not gonna go well.
Yeah.
You know, so I got really lucky with that.
And the funny thing about that, it's just like how ironic it is because like we believe in like, you know, like loving our neighbor. We
Yeah.
believe in like just like that like our belief needs to go first, but that I don't think that it's demonstrated very well by making your children like scared of you.
Yeah, or like scared of God and like the wrath of like hell.
Or
You
the
know?
wrath of hell.
No, but seriously, like growing up, like I remember so many people like have religious trauma because like their parents would be like, "You're gonna go to hell if you don't do this or you don't do
Mhm.
that or if you don't believe in this and you don't believe in that." And I feel like I never took it too seriously because
Mhm.
it's like, okay, whatever. Like I don't really believe in that. Like I never believed in hell or heaven, so I'm just
Mhm.
like, whatever. Like
No, but it must be so scary if like someone in the back of their minds
yeah,
like they
it's like I'm
think,
gonna go to
yeah.
hell if I don't do this. But
Mhm.
like for me, like I just never took it too seriously because I'm just not that kind of a serious person.
Mhm.
But for other people, it like instills like religious trauma.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like a little fun thing to say or
Right.
like
No.
you know. And like I feel like some Christians have like a problem with that.
Mhm.
And like I feel like there's like just a problem like in Christianity, not in like Christianity, but in the people that some people that believe in like God, that like they will like enlist this fear
Mhm.
into onto people. And I feel like that's not okay because it should be all about like love and like good vibes. You know what I mean? It should be like
Well, it's not necessarily like all good vibes, but we'll continue.
okay, but like I just feel like religion should just be like beliefs and like feeling good and like you said like loving thy neighbor.
Mhm.
And I feel like for me it wasn't like that because like I grew up in like kind of like a conservative like small not small town, but like neighborhood I guess and like
Mhm.
community where like everyone was like if you don't believe in God, like you're going to go to hell. I remember in middle school, once everybody like I was like, "Oh yeah, like I don't believe in God." Like I just kind of said it like casually. And I remember in middle school, people thought I believed in the devil. Like
Mm.
they like swore I was a devil worshiper because like I didn't because I told them like, "Oh, I don't believe in God." Like it's just not
Mhm.
in my like
Just because
it's
of that?
yeah, just because of that. And there was
That's
this like
weird.
whole rumor. I remember it was I don't know if you heard about it because it was just like it wasn't like a rumor, but it was just like it just kind of went around
Right.
where people would just come up to me and ask, "Oh, you're a devil worshiper? Like what's that like?" And I'd be like, "I don't know you. Like, how did you like know about this?" So it kind of ran around the
Uh-huh.
school that like I was a devil worshiper because I mentioned that I didn't believe in God. So I was like, that is so like twisted. Like just
That's insane. That's
yeah,
insane. I'm really sorry that happened to you because you've never told me about this, so I'm actually like really shocked
yeah,
that
because like they
like
kind of just assumed like if I don't believe in this, then I must believe in that,
yeah.
and kind of like you said, like try to fit me in a box again,
Mhm.
like label myself and like even though I didn't want to be labeled like that.
Mhm.
So I feel like just like that was weird. So that was just
Yeah,
weird.
it's definitely very weird because like I don't think people understand, especially at that age, how
Yeah.
like the religion actually works.
Yeah, I feel like I was like really not mature for my age. I was definitely not mature for my age, but I definitely like was more insightful with like religious
Mhm.
beliefs than like my other peers. So I
Mhm.
feel like that's why like they kind of just like, oh, you're a devil worshiper, cool, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of people this happens a lot actually. Like there's a lot of individuals who go around, they claim to be Christians and then they have no idea what the faith is about.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so
It's just really
and
hypocritical.
then this is, I'm sorry for speaking over you, but and then this is like what happens. Like people like they're Christians, they're self-proclaimed Christians, and then they go around being like, "Oh, I'm a Christian and like you don't believe in Christ, therefore like you're going to go to hell," and blah blah blah. And then they just like start just like this, I don't know, just like this
Tangent of like,
of like hate
yeah,
when it's like when none of that is like supported by the Bible, like find the Bible verse. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So I think that's like something that happens a lot. Like a lot of individuals, they go like, "Oh, I believe in Jesus Christ," and then this is what I think is going to happen to you if you don't do this or if you sin. You know what I mean? And then they'll throw something like, oh, you're gonna go to hell like immediately, like blah blah.
Yeah.
When that's not like how it works.
Yeah, and like I feel like that's why it kind of like pushed me away from like believing in God or like Jesus Christ, you know, like because like of like the people like that, because it's like I don't want to be I don't want to be associated with people like that, and I know it's not everybody, like I know that, but it's like my experience with most like Christians and Catholics, it's been like that. So I feel like it's just like personally like I don't, I know you're not like that though. I know, and I met other like Christians and like Catholics that like are really nice and like they believe in the faith and like, and they don't push it onto others, and like they don't like, they just like, I mean, they're just like living their own truth, if that makes sense, and not like disrupting anybody else's lives. And like, I mean, I feel like my belief is like if no one's getting hurt, if you're not hurting others, and if like, then like why put yourself in that position and like in someone else's business? Oh my god, this is so off topic, but like furries or something, like they're cute, okay, and like they're not hurting anybody else, they're not hurting themselves, so like why make it such a big issue and like such a big deal? You know, they're just having fun. Unless they're being weird about it, like not like weird cringe, but like weirdo doing something illegal and not cool, then like what's the harm? You know,
personally I I don't think, oh, let's kill the furries or anything. But I just think, okay, like you want to be a furry,
yeah,
that's
like
fine.
that's
But
cool.
anyways,
That's like your own thing. Like that's, you do you. I'm gonna mind my business. At the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I feel like going back to like the religious stuff, like just mind your business. You know, like let me do me. If I'm not hurting anybody and I'm not hurting myself, then like what's the issue in the end of the day?
Yeah, I think whenever you go around and like you say something like, oh, like if, okay, I'm going to debate you on this a little bit, simply to kind of like put a little bit of a contrast here. So you go around and you say like, oh, what's the harm? Like if I just go around and then like I do stuff and I'm not hurting anyone. But you need to understand like from a Christian perspective, like not like following God and like sticking like to the commands, I guess, or just like attempting to kind of like follow like the path of like the truth and like the life might be hurting you. So the reason why like some individuals, they might like come up to you and then be like, oh, like I want you to like follow like Jesus Christ, like, and, I mean, I know it's like none of my business to tell you like what to follow. I'm just saying that like from a Christian perspective, you need to understand that like if you're doing like something like harmful, and I believe that it's harmful, then like as a friend, as a cousin, as a family member, like I will want to like help you.
Yeah, I feel like it's situational though, because some things like that I think are harmful, I mean that I don't think are harmful, you'll think are harmful.
Yeah.
And then like I'll be like, and I won't have an issue with it, but you'll have an issue with it. So like in the end of the day, it's like really situational of like trying to get other people to follow God.
Yeah.
You know, and like the Bible and like the religion. So I feel like at the end of the day, like my like motto or like what I follow is just mind my business. Like I'm just gonna mind my business and do me. But like for others, it's like different though, because like you think like, for example, like that, like that's the right way. Or like following God is like good, which like I get.
Yeah,
I do understand that, but I feel like sometimes it like people like it gets into their head too much, and then like they'll start like pushing it onto others too much, and like, and that's like all they can like not all they can think about, but like all they like project themselves with.
Yeah,
you know,
which
and like that's all they follow instead of just following like what like they personally think is right. Which I understand like God can actually help people. Like it can, like I believe that, but I feel like it's not for everybody.
You need like I hope you understand that like whenever I go around and say something like oh hey, like you shouldn't do this because I think it's like harmful for you, I really hope you understand that I'm not like trying to tell you what to do with your life.
Yeah, you're just watching out for me.
Yeah, I'm just watching out for you. And like in the end, like if you don't listen to like what I say, like in the Bible, it doesn't say anywhere that like I need to pressure you into my religion. I can just like tell you what the message is, and then you can
and if
like
I choose
take
to follow it or not.
Yeah, you choose to follow it or not.
Yeah, but like that's why like I feel like we get along really well with our like values and religious
Mhm.
beliefs because like I feel like you do things the correct way with
Thank
like
you.
religion. Like I feel like yes, you believe in it and that's fine. And like yes, like you'll like tell me, oh like hey, like maybe you shouldn't do this or like this isn't the right way of doing things, and I appreciate that. But like other people, they'll just like be really like
They
aggressive with it. And
they'll
like
think that
very
they have like control over your life.
yeah, and they think that they have the power over you. And like they think that they're like some kind of like messenger of God or like they are God. You know, like they have like that power over you to like have control over your words and like your actions and like be like, "Oh, that's a sin, so you shouldn't do that," or like or that's that and like that's not like the message of the Bible, so you shouldn't do that, which like fair. But at the end of the day, like
Like you do you.
I'm gonna
You
just
do
do me,
you.
bro.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I mean, one can be the messenger, but I can't make you do
Yeah.
like what like it's your life. You get to do what you gotta do.
Which
I'm just trying to like keep you safe. I'm trying to like spread the message.
yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
why like I
to
always appreciate it, and that's why like I don't get offended or like I don't get upset when like you like say stuff like that because I know it comes from like a place of good intentions. But like other people, like I just feel like it comes from a place of like control and power.
Yeah.
You
Which
know?
is what people don't get. Like I don't really understand why there's like some Christians who just like to play God.
Yeah. Or like they'll be like, "You're going to hell." Like, okay, who's gonna send me there, bro? Like, are you? Are you gonna send me there?
God, no, but okay, but
Yeah,
let's
but like
no,
them personally, they'll
they
be like,
yeah,
you're gonna, like, you know what I mean?
yeah, no, I know, like they go around and like acting like they have that power over
Yeah.
you when they don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when I die, you know, if like when that happens, like we'll see. Like I'll let you know what happens, girl. Because like,
Jump.
no, because like I don't think I have like a set like belief on what happens after I die. I really don't. I think I have no idea if like heaven exists, hell exists, purgatory, if there's like reincarnation, which I kind of like the idea of reincarnation. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if I were to believe anything, it'd be reincarnation. But I like
Because you like it.
yeah, because it's like I would love to be human again. Like I would love to live another life again. Like I feel like being human is really powerful and really beautiful, and like power to the people, you know? Like I love being human. Like if I could live this life again, not this life, like the one I have
But
right
like
now,
another life.
but another human life, I would. Like I would choose that. And I feel like and the same thing with souls. Like I feel like souls like they don't like go anywhere. Like they like
they chill.
no, like they like get put in like when someone's born like they get a soul. You know? Or like you know what I mean? Like I do believe in reincarnation. So I feel like if I were to believe in anything after death, it'd be reincarnation. But like
because you like it.
yeah, because I think it's like a really beautiful thing. Like to be like oh like you get reincarnated into like another human life and like you get experience like you get experience like another life again. And it's like I do believe like that souls are like not recycled, but like you have the same soul throughout your whole lifespan. It's just you get put into different like human bodies. But but like and you have like different personalities obviously, but it's like your soul is like still like at your core.
Right.
You know?
So you're still you, but like in another body.
Yeah. But maybe it's like I said, like maybe you'll have a different personality, maybe like different race, whatever. But at this like but at your core, you're still you. Like that's like my soul is mine. And like at my core, like that's who I am. Like my beliefs and like
yeah.
and
No,
like,
no, no.
you know?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because like I didn't know if I had to like
No. Well, I kind of want to get a little bit more into this because I'm going to debate you a little bit more again.
Okay.
So, you said that you like the idea of reincarnation, and because of that, like you believe in it.
Yeah.
So I like the ideas of unicorns, so I believe in it.
No. Like, but this is all about like faith and like we're not talking about like made up like
Yeah,
physical
yeah,
things.
no,
Like,
no,
this
no,
is
no,
not, like,
no.
because a unicorn is like a physical thing. That's like
A
made
physical?
up. No, because it's like a horse with a horn, whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
So
Okay.
it's like
Yeah.
an animal. So we're talking about like a physical like thing that like people like search for and like like think of when you think of a unicorn, you think of like a physical animal.
Yeah.
But this is like we're not talking about like physical things. We're talking about like spiritual, like soul,
Yeah.
life after death.
So this is kind of like why I kind of like I'm trying to get
spiritual
more
things.
into this simply because like something that like I believe, like, as I'm growing up as a Christian and like growing up spiritually, is that like it's not about like growing up to find like what you like. It's like growing up to find what the truth is.
Yeah.
So what do you think like the truth is
I would
in
still
your
say
personal opinion?
I would still say reincarnation just cuz like where does your soul go? Like and it's been scientifically proven that like your soul like weighs.
Mhm.
Like you have like
Yeah.
you have like
Oh.
like a soul. Like that's true. Like there's no denying that. And like I feel like especially with like magic, like I feel like we look at magic like we're like really fantasy like,
Mhm.
but we do have magic in this world already. Like science is magic, I think.
Mhm.
What the fuck is Bluetooth? Okay, I'm so sorry, but like what is that? Like that's magic. Like
Mhm.
that's like our like that's magic right there. And it's science. It is science. But I feel like with like stuff that is like spiritual, that's also magic as well. Like spirits and like things that we can't see with our own like physical eyes.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like if like I'm trying to find the truth, it would still be reincarnation because like again, like where do our souls go after we die? They
Heaven?
go in, like I feel like they reincarnate into like another body
Mhm.
and they travel and like we get to live again, even though we don't remember it.
Mhm.
Because there's things called past lives, and I feel like I'm really spiritual with that, like in that area of like tarot cards and like witchery or whatever, and like past lives. But I don't know, I do believe in that because it's like again, like where do they go? Like
Mhm.
they don't just like float around and like exist in like another plane,
Mhm.
you know? Unless like you unless, like
Heaven?
heaven, like I'm saying like exactly like
Mhm.
heaven, like maybe like our souls go to heaven
Mhm.
and we just chill there forever. But it's like I would get so bored in heaven. I'm so sorry, but I would be like, what do we do now? Like, what's the point now? Like, I would rather live again.
I don't think you can get bored after you die. I mean, well,
Like,
how
'cause
would I know,
exactly,
right?
it's
But
like,
but
it's
at the
like,
same time,
where
I
does
don't think.
your soul goes to heaven, right? And what does your soul do there? Like, imagine how many souls are up there in heaven right now
Mhm.
if there wasn't reincarnation. So I feel like if there was reincarnation, like the cycle would restart, and there would be like, you know,
You like new life, new experiences, new things going
yeah,
on.
life after death, and like it's just like a cycle, life
Yeah.
and death. You know?
You're not gonna like it, but in heaven,
Yeah.
we, like once we die and like our soul goes to heaven, we worship God.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
So like you turn into like angels or something, or like what?
I mean,
Or just like worshippers of God.
like we just worship God.
Oh, see, like I would get bored.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. I would get so bored. I'd be like, what now, girl? Like, can I do some? Like, what can we do?
No, I guess.
They throw raves at in heaven.
I mean, who knows what happens in heaven? But I think mostly like what they say is like we just like worship God. We worship like the creator. Like I
Do
think
you think we'd meet the creator if there was heaven?
I think we do.
That's cool.
We do meet the creator. And I think that the beautiful thing about Christianity is that like we're like supposed to like follow good. We're supposed to kind of this is something that I just like repeated over and over again. But we're supposed to follow good and like we seek it a lot. So I think that it's very beautiful the idea that like once we die and then we go to heaven, we get to find the creator of that good. We get to like
Okay,
find
that's cool. But like, what about the people that go to hell? Like, not everyone deserves to go to hell. Like, I get like
Mhm.
you like made some bad decisions, but like at the end of the day, like who gets to go to hell? Like evil people, like really evil people.
Honestly, I have like my own opinions on like what like happens in hell. So, a lot of people whenever they talk about hell, they like refer like a Bible verse where like Jesus kind of like talks about how like hell is like a fire where like there's like no like nothing like good
Just burning.
in it. Yeah. But a lot of people they tend to take things in a very direct way when our God is filled with metaphors.
Yeah.
So I believe personally that the fire, in reality, it's just that burning desire to have God back. Here's what I'm talking about.
Oh, like repent and stuff,
Mhm.
and like work for your like.
I think that hell, it's a place where there's no God.
Yeah.
And the place where there's no God is a place where there's no good.
Yeah.
Where there's no love. Where there's nothing that's good. So it's just a dark place where your fire just your heart that just like burns forever, kind of like yearning for love.
Yeah.
That's where I think that hell is.
Do you think you can get out of hell?
I don't.
Like, do
I
you think
don't.
there's, like-
I don't think so. In the Bible, it doesn't say, oh, like, oh, you can like get out of
like
hell.
repent and like get into heaven again.
No, no.
Yeah, like I'm.
The
I'm
Bible
asking.
doesn't. The Bible
doesn't say
doesn't like mention like whether someone can get out of hell or not. But
Bro, what about the apocalypse? What does the Bible say about the apocalypse? Like this, what was it? How many horses? The 4 horses?
there
the
are
4
actually
horses,
4.
yeah.
Yeah, very good job,
Okay, okay.
Anahid.
Let's see. The white horse is conquest. The red horse is war. Black horse is famine, and then pale horse is death. So I feel like, okay, I kind of see some imagery and some symbolism in like in that like in like our like Earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, have you? I like.
Yeah, no, I
I've seen some videos like about it, and I'm like, whoa, are we gonna go through like World War Z and like have like the end of Earth? Because like I do believe our Earth is dying too.
Right.
So I feel like it's like I believe the Bible is a prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do, but like because it's like.
So why
it was
don't you
real.
believe in God?
Because like wait, okay, I believe that like it like he did exist and like because it's like there's like history, there's like actual like proof about it.
Yes.
But it's like the reason why I don't believe in it is just because I just can't take it too seriously. Like I just can't like follow like I just can't follow rules, if that makes sense.
But do you believe in it?
Like in God, no. Like I believe in a higher power, but I don't think it's like God that I believe in.
But how do you believe in the prophecies of the Bible without like
Because like
believing?
because like it's like that was actually written by people, you know,
Mhm.
not like it wasn't just like it didn't like magically appear somewhere or, like, and then like Jesus Christ died.
Yes.
So where did he go?
He resurrected, and then he went back to heaven. Not dead. He's not dead. He's just like alive, like at the
In heaven.
In heaven with God.
Okay, but like.
Which you believe it's basically dying, but
Yeah,
no,
like,
he's
exactly.
everlasting. He's everlasting.
Okay, why can't I be everlasting? Like, what the
It's
heck?
kind of like how, hey, if you believe in Jesus Christ, and then when you die, your soul gets to live.
Nah, girl, I want to be I was gonna say
You
I
want
wanna
to be resurrected?
I want to be reincarnated. I want to be reincarnated if I have a choice.
It's similar in a way, like your soul lives on.
Yeah, but
right?
not in heaven. It's not. It doesn't stay in one place. It like goes to body
Okay,
from body and like.
but
it's,
what
like,
if
new
what
life
if
to new life?
what if it's between, like being alive in heaven or just like being dead?
Oh, like your soul goes nowhere.
Okay. Let's say that Christianity is real.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I'm kidding. Yeah. Okay.
So in that case, would you believe in God because you would want to extend that like life?
No, I'd rather just like be dead. Cause I would just get I told you like my soul would like hurt. It would get so bored in heaven.
You don't think it would get hurt in okay.
Like
Okay.
I would rather just like end my life. Like
but
my
here's
soul
the
is
thing.
done.
Here's the thing. Like when we're talking about Christian world, right?
Yeah. Like
so
heaven.
like there's either like you die.
Yeah.
And like you go to heaven, or you die and you go to hell.
Oh, I guess I'd go to heaven. Like
Yeah.
if I had a choice, like obviously
Well,
I would go
of
to
course,
heaven.
but okay.
But if I had to choose in my own beliefs, I would want to be reincarnated. You know.
Which is fine.
Yeah, but if Christian, but like then again, like what about like other religions? Like like what if you believe in like Hinduism or like Taoism or like Islam?
What about it?
Like if you're Muslim, like isn't there like different like afterlives? Like what like is heaven really the only afterlife there is?
I'm pretty sure like Muslims have like their own version of like heaven.
Yeah. But what about like other people, like other religions?
Like if Christianity was real and
like,
then other people.
Okay, I'm about to sound really stupid right now.
No, it's okay. I've been sounding stupid for the whole
because
podcast.
Like I like learned religion in like middle school and like that was about it. Like I didn't. Okay, but in Hinduism, like don't they have like reincarnation or like they like reach nirvana or something?
I have no idea about like Hinduism.
Yeah, like okay, so like Hinduism, like there's no afterlife. There's just reincarnation, like rebirth. So I feel like if you're
so
Hindu,
just follow Hinduism.
But it's like
because you believe in reincarnation.
I do believe in reincarnation, but it's like I don't want to like structure myself to one like religion or one belief or like one faith. Like I like taking like different things from different religions and like applying them to myself because it's like I don't want to fit into this like one box, if that makes sense. Like because I don't want to believe in like everything just because like one faith tells me to do so. Like I kind of just like believe in whatever kind of fits to me, and then I kind of just run with it.
Right.
Like let's make my own religion.
Ooh, oh yeah.
Anahidism.
My
followers.
Hashtag.
My followers, rise up.
Everyone worship her.
Okay, wait. I don't know if I'd want to be worshipped.
Really?
Yeah, actually, I think that'd freak me out.
Actually, me too. That would be so weird.
Yeah, it would be weird. I feel like
I would not worship you.
Oh.
I would be like...
All right. Thank you for watching Angel and Devil Podcast. We'll see you in the next episode. I'm Anahid.
I'm Sophie.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Woo.